Hi guys, Michelle here from Treasure Gardens. Today I want to tackle a couple of things. Summer has started and the days are getting hotter. I need to tackle this section is just plain downright untidy. This is the section that we moved all the pink areas were all here. So this we moved a video or two ago. So I need to take these red succulents away. I think they're like called pigs here. They're kind of kalanchoe, but I need to just do a little bit of research because I'm not sure now if once the mother plant flowers, then maybe it dies and we're just left with the pups on the stem. So I need to get this sorted out, as this just doesn't look very appealing. So I want to move those to the succulent area by the Treasure Cove. Once these are gone, I want to plant amaranth over here, this whole area, so that it can grow nice and tall and block out to the other side. So the amaranth I want to put all here, and then I want to put a few more amaranth in the corner there just to block out. The video is going very blurry. There, it's coming clear again. I need to get all the stores sorted out here as well. The pots taken away. Those pavers I want to take away and just put like rectangular. That's actually the sides of pots that were no good when we built them. So they work very well as pavers. So that's sort of the intention for here. And then there's lots of this little ground cover, little succulent ground cover, which I popped in here a little while ago. That's growing quite full. So I want to have that running between this area underneath the amaranth, and then possibly between the pavers leading into the Treasure Cove garden. I'll show you all the baby amaranth. The baby amaranth are they're just all over, as I did have them sort of here and there in this area. That was actually what I planted, but like sort of last year maybe, or the beginning of the year. But yeah, you can see there's actually lots of little babies coming up. This is probably the big plants that seeded themselves last year. There's some over there. And then we have a lot. This is sort of where I had them last year. Well, not in this circle, but they were on the outside of the circle. But yeah, they are growing rampant. They have no problem in seeding themselves. So I want to just dig up a lot of these and then move them over to that side. And then another thing that I want to get planted is some crassula. I'm not 100% sure on that name. I think it's crassula spathulata. I'll double check on that. I have got it bookmarked somewhere. In this area was an area that was, it was weed ridden, it was hectic. You couldn't see the bench, you couldn't see the pavers. You can see our sorry, my shadow's making nonsense there, 3 huge big bundles of weeds that came out of this section. So Maniki needs to bring a little bit of soil just to put along the edges here, as it's sort of quite dropped down since we sort of extended this bed out a little bit. It'll just also help with when it rains, so that the water doesn't become waterlogged on the edges here. So that is cuttings that I took about last year. So they've grown like wild mushrooms. They've been under the trees, and I think it's time to get them in the ground so that we can get the ground covered here, as the ground is very very open. And then I want to get Linaria seed. I had Linaria here beforehand, but yeah, that was basically finished. So I need to scatter more Linaria seed so it can grow between the crassula. So once that's all done, then I will show you that. Done. I've divided the little ground cover, scattered it all here and there. I was going to put some leaves on the bare ground, but I thought let me video first, because otherwise you're not going to see the plants for the berry leaves until the berry leaves are dried out. It's that time of the year when we need to clip the hedges again. Normally every 3 to 4 months the hedges get clipped, the Eugenia hedges. So yeah, this makes a lovely mulch, especially seeing that there's not much on this ground. There's little bits of mulch from beforehand, but it's looking a bit sparse. So you can see there I sort of put a bundle, then I thought, okay, no, let me leave. So I painted the pavers, the sides of the pots. I'm very happy with the outcome. So I've left a little patch on either side of the first paver just open so that we can have just ground cover there, and then started the amaranth from further back. It's so dark you can't hardly see it, but yeah, there's quite a lot of it. I did give it a bit of water, so whatever grows of these little bundles grows. Some of them will survive and some will obviously die. So I just literally put it down on the ground in clumps. I did feed it some 615 as well, so that hopefully it'll boost and get the ground cover, especially to grow as fast as possible. So I have got some totem poles. Well, I need to finish the totem poles. I need to make the totem poles, put it that way. So I do want to put something there, and maybe a name, or I think as there's so many gardens, I do need to put name boards up, little signboards up, just so you know what garden is what garden. So this is the entrance to the Treasure Cove garden. So I did also just bring a few more grasses here and there, and I left that pot in the background with a bird bath. I thought it could be a little bird bath just behind the grasses. It won't be visible from the front when you stand over here. I do want to move those geraniums away, just put them in patios for now hand, because I feel it does disrupt this sort of setup here. There is actually stuff that I planted just the other day that I moved from other areas in trying to just fine tune the garden. So this is fennel. That is fennel. And then the little violas were also moved the other day from another section. The fennel was in the labyrinth, but because I'm going to put pinks in the labyrinth, we don't want to leave the fennel there. So I think the fennel will be quite cool down here in between all. So this is basically will just be a yellow and white sort of garden, really. That confetti bush, that little one over there, that is the same as that big one. That's a white one. That was a seedling that had popped up next to the citrus tree. So it's looking good. Let me show you the other stuff that I planted. Okay, these bolerias were also moved just the other day as well. It's not sort of things I videoed, but maybe things I can still sort of tell you about. These are purple bolerias. They were under the tree in the distance there, but they were very lanky. They needed more sun, so hopefully they'll be happier over here in the front of the border. And then I've got all the crassula planted. Had enough to fill up this. Fed this also some 615. So hopefully this will grow full and lush and get the ground covered first, so we can crowd out the weeds. And then I also brought a few more grasses of the black dragon grasses that were underneath the trees there in the background. I brought them to the front just to make a bit of a bigger swath in this area. I do think I need maybe a few more just to continue all the way up to the hen and chickens, but I fed that as well, so hopefully everything will grow nice. So I'll be putting some leaf mulch down now and getting the ground covered before it gets bone dry. It's not even 9 o'clock now. It's not even 8 o'clock, and it's already feeling quite hot. So I'm going to get cracking with the leaf mulch. But thanks guys for supporting and watching the videos. God bless and go well.